Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel WebLearnX. This is Virendra Kumar Singh. Today I am going to explain Spring Security and implementation of Spring Security in web applications. So let's get started. First, let's understand what is the security and why it's so important in web application. So security is the most important part of any application. It is allow the protection of any access control and access feature of any web application. Means if any application have the multi-label users and each user have the different role and responsibility, then by help of Spring Security we can segregate the between the role and his responsibility. Security also help us to control the data inside of any web application. Means if application have the sensitive information and this information uh, not want to access outside of application, this information accessed by the certain user which have the valid credential of application, so we can implement the Spring Security. Spring Security documentation says that Spring Security is a powerful and highly customized authentication and access control framework. Spring Security is a framework that focuses on providing both authentication and authorization of the Java applications. So let me explain all these things related from the Spring Security with the structure and in internal configuration. Let's understand the web security structure. So this is the one structure I have created. In this structure there is the different types of servlet. This is the my different types of servlet, and this servlet running inside a web container, and I have introduced the web security. When the any request comes from the outsource like browser or any client, then first if we introduce the security, then first it's land on the security. This here filter is the security part. Means in GSP servlet there is the request filter. So the request filter is the security. So first when the request is comes in web container, first it's picked by the filter, and inside of filter there is the numbers of security mechanism. Here the different types of security mechanism. So it's check the inserted request have the valid header, valid method or not. If everything is valid, then it will send to the security filter different types of mechanism layer. So in next picture I will show how it will work. So here it will check the all credential in security mechanism. If everything goes fine, then it will allow user to access the requested servlet. Otherwise it will show the exception. So this structure show the how to request comes in, how to introduce the security filter, and where it is introduced. So a security filter basically introduced between request and servlet containers. Once request comes in any web application, all the internal information running inside of web container we know that the business information retained inside of the servlet, and servlet responsible to get the request from the browser and process the all input. But when we introduce the security means filter, it it will one it will create one layer between servlet and request, and filter responsible to check the all security process. And once the security process have the all valid information, then it will allow to filter the particular servlet, otherwise it show the error message to the to the response. This diagram show the all the steps once request is comes from the client or browser. So first filter the all request header, request credential, and all things in filter. After that, if all these things available in that request, then it will pass to the security filter proxy. If it is not, then it will respond as the exception here. So next process, filter chain proxy send the all request related from the filter, like if we have multi-layer applications like user, admin, and all label have the different types of role and responsibility, then security filter check the what kinds of credential it is and what the role of that. If so on the basis of role, it will uh, send the request to the that concern filter. So this is showing the different types of filter. In next picture I have shown you the all this information. So this is the filter chain proxy. If request comes in the like manager URL, then show the filter the all manager request. If it's come to the user information, so it will check the all user information related filter. And if any URL allowed to all user, then it will work like that. So this is the information that security filter is work. So once the information is checked and all these things is valid, then it will send the request to concern servlet. If any label it's showing the any exception, then it will not process to that request to the servlet. It will respond as the exception to the client. Let's understand Spring security configuration in Spring Boot. So this is the very high level diagram which is represent the Spring Boot security, and this is the related all classes and interfaces which is responsible to manage the all Spring Boot security. So once request is comes with the certain credential like username password, then first it will show the send to the filter mechanism. Inside a filter mechanism, uh, Spring Boot provide one provider manager interface. Provider manager interface have one authenticate method, and it extend the authentication provider interface. And authentication provider interface also have the one authenticate method, and it input the authentication class. In authentication class, it's have one supports method. First it's check the what kinds of authentication is required, like it's a in-memory authentication or JDBC authentication or MySQL types of authentication or any LDAP kinds of authentication. So it will check the that authentication with the support, means there is the numbers of filters, so it will check the appropriate authentication and find out the what method is responsible to handle this particular authentication. So this is uh, this method written inside of authentication classes, and once is find the appropriate authentication class. So authentication class have the user authentication service inside of authentication class. So all the requested credential bind with the user authentication service along with the credential, and user authentication service is the responsible to check the all information inside of authenticate method. If on the basis of security, it will check the that certain credential is valid or match from any user or not. If all the credential match with the certain user, then it will check the certain role of that particular user. If certain role is also matched, then it will return the true, otherwise it will return the exception. If certain method is matched, then uh, authentic, authentication class return with the user credential as along with the user information like what is the username, password, role, expiry date, token time, etc. related from that authentication mechanism. This slide is the very high level structure showing the how to authentication mechanism it work in Spring Security. Once is request is come, then first filter is pick that request and pass to the authentication manager. Authentication manager have one authentication method. It's a check authentication manager. Authentication method check the all about the authentication of that requested credential. So it will pass to the authentication provider. Authentication provider also have the authenticate method and support method. First support method will work. It will check the whatever the authentication URL authentication is requested, that authentication supported by this authentication provider or not. If it is provided that authentication, then uh, authenticate method will call authenticate method check the all user details like user ID, password, and it will check this ID password will match in database or in memory or not. If it is matched, then all the user information details store in user service user detail service class. If it is not matched, then it will show the exception. Once it is matched, then it will store the information in user service details and sent back to the authentication manager, and authentication manager send the user details to the filter, and filter check everything is fine, then it will create the one session along with the current running threads and store the all information in that session. If authentication is failed, then it will show the response to the browser or client. Here internal security structure, once request is comes in, it is comes authentication manager, and authentication manager authenticate that request. So it will there is a three different functionality do by the authenticate method. First, it return the authentication class with the normal condition, means authenticated is true, but thrown the exception when inputted respected to invalid information. And third, it return null if it is not decided what kinds of inputted information. So Spring Security is the very complex architecture. This is showing the very high level information. So let me show the next. So this is all about the user detail service. Once authentication is checking the all user credential and all things, then it will call the user credential service bean, and inside of uh, user detail service bean there is the authentication manager builder. It's get the authenticated credential from the container, and it will check the all information related from the user, and accordingly it will respond. So in user service, in user detail service, there is the one method load by username. This will call, and it will load the user from the DB or in memory and check the this user is exist in DB or in memory or not. If it is exist, then internally it will check the permission of that user. If everything is fine, then it will return the user details to the response, and that response also store in current running threads. So let's understand how to configure the Spring Security inside of Spring Boot application. So for the configuration of Spring Boot security, first we need to add the one dependency. It's called Spring Boot Starter Security. Then it's automatically activate the authentication manager, and it's auto configured the authenticate method. Means if each and every request whatever we have submit from the URL, it will automatically call the authenticate method, and we can override this method accordingly to our requirement. But it will if we are not override anything, then it will automatically call the authenticate method. So each and every request which is hit it from the any browser, it will call this authenticate method and check the user inputted information, means credential. So inside of authentication manager, there is one other interface is known as authentication provider. Authentication provider is also have one authenticate method. It will check the means real information, all the credential functionality will check inside of authenticate method of authentication provider interface. To configure the any Spring security inside of Spring Boot, we need to create one security class and extend the web security configuration adapter. And if our requirement to call the web security from the any DB, like any like JDBC, MySQL, LDAP, or any JWT or any auth. So on the basis of that, we need to provide our data source, and inside of data source, after that we need to override the one configure method here, and in this configure method we need to pass the authentication manager builder, and inside of authentication manager builder we need to override the different types of authentication method like in-memory authentication or JWT authentication or MySQL authentication, and we need to pass the data source. So here we can if we use the JDBC authentication, then we don't need to pass the any username and password configuration, means a username password related query, because Spring Security by default provide the inside one default schema like user and users and credentials and authorization kinds of things. So it will automatically manage that user role and responsibility. But when we use the any customized data source like MySQL or any JWT, so we need to override the data source accordingly. So we need to configure here my request accordingly to our database configuration. And if we need to create the multi-layer security HTTP security, then we need to create the one HTTP security with authorized request. So in authorized request, we need to match the different types of role. On the basis of role, we provide the URL access. Like if I have created here one role is the admin, and if any request is started from the admin only, then it will allow to access that URL. So admin responsible to access the admin information, but any user not able to access this admin URL. So similarly, I have create one user URL. So user URL responsible to access by the admin as well as user, and I have create one slash. This is the permission for the all, means I did not create the any response role or responsibility or any security here, like static JS pages or CSS, all these things no need to require any permission. So we need to write the all role in this pattern. And one more thing here, if we need to we add the any security in the Spring Boot, so we need to override the password encoder. I have here using the plain text, so that's why I did not override the any password encoder. So by default I have no on password encoder dot get instance, but real scenario it will not uh, means it will not recommended way, because we need to pass the some password security mechanism here. If we not override the password encoder and try to run the application, that it will throw the exception, because without password encoder it not recommended to run the any Spring Boot application. So there is the numbers of different ways to override the Spring password encoder. So by default I have write the no op password encoder. So this is the all configuration of Spring Boot. Like first need to at the rate configuration, then enable the web security. After that we need to extend the web security configuration adapter. After that we need to override the any data source if required. If we are if we use the in memory, then it will not required. After that there is the one other password mechanism, password encryptor mechanism. So here I use the credential for the password encoder, and it will encode our password, and this is the different one. So this all about the Spring Boot security configuration. So Spring Boot provide the different types of security, like a default Spring Boot security, in memory Spring Boot security, in memory Spring Boot security with the authentication and authorization, JDBC and MySQL Spring Boot security, LDAP Spring security, JWT web tokens Spring security, and auth based security. So I will create one by one separated video each and every Spring security with the example in upcoming video. So please subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for the notification, and please share and like. Thank you.